Hello, this is Minder Chen. In this e-commerce lecture, we're going to focus on business model for e-commerce. I'm a professor of Management Information System at Martin Smith School of Business and Economics, CSU Channel Island. In this diagram, we kind of use an industry-wide value chain, which is from the raw material producer to manufacturer to distributor to retailer and eventually to consumer, to illustrate variety of e-commerce business model. And I will also give example for each of the e-commerce business model. Let's take care of some easy one. For instance, Amazon.com is considered a so-called B2C. It's business to consumer. Okay. For instance, Amazon is an online retailer and it sells books and other merchandise to consumer. So it is considered B2C. And certainly over the years, there are situations that company may go to Amazon to purchase books or other things for its employee, but at least in the initial stage and most of the customer for Amazon is consumer. So C stands for consumer, not customer. And another example we would like to talk about is what we call C2B. We did mention in our earlier lectures Priceline.com. What C2B stands for is consumer to business, which means the consumer take the initiative, okay, name their own price, and eventually the supplier, airline in the case of Priceline.com, decided to respond to such request and decided whether they want to sell the ticket to the customer based on the price they have named. So the initiative started from consumer and it's responded by business. So we refer to this type of business e-commerce website called C2B website. So remember, Priceline.com is considered C2B website. And another model is what we call C2C, consumer to consumer. And eBay.com and Craigslist are considered two well-known examples of C2C website. Basically, a consumer have something to auction off, and they can list it on eBay, and then another consumer may come and bid on it and eventually purchase the product. So this is called C2C. The role of eBay is basically a middleman or the intermediacy, which allow the consumer to trade, to buy or sell to or from another consumer. In the B2B arena, most of us may not be familiar with that much unless you're in a particular industry. There are B2B websites for steel industry, for the hotel industry, for the automobile industry. It is actually for it is business to business, which means the site is set up such that business can purchase products, parts, particularly supply, from its supplier. Since their supplier are business, so we refer to this as business to business. One of a very well-known B2B website is Alibaba.com. The holding company Alibaba Group is partially owned by Yahoo.com. So the stock price of Yahoo recently has been doing relatively well because Alibaba Group is considering its IPO that raised the potential value of Yahoo's holding. And this is example in terms of the globalization of e-commerce operation investment, which was our attention. And one thing about company who try to sell directly to consumer, B2C, okay, directly sell the product from a manufacturer to the consumer, such as Dell. Potentially such effort may cause something we call a channel conflict. Dell has been always doing direct sales, so they have no problem embracing web as a new channel to sell their computer product to its end user, the consumer. However, company like Hewlett-Packard, HP, have a hard time actually formulating its e-commerce strategy, because if they decided to sell its computer to consumer directly through its own website, it will create a channel conflict. Its distributor or retailer such as Best Buy may decide to discontinue carry Hewlett-Packard's product, particularly if HP is selling some of this product cheaper than what the retail can sell it for. So how company who use the traditional channel can embrace the e-channel, it is an issue they have to ponder upon and formulate a better strategy, and hopefully have multiple channel strategy coexist. Another website is what we call exchange. To some extent, eBay and Craigslist is considered exchange website. A really good example is the healthcare.gov. Healthcare.gov, it basically is a healthcare marketplace or exchange. Through the website, you can register and you can shop around and try to purchase your insurance through multiple insurance firms. So the site sometimes is referred to as an insurance exchange to support the Affordable Care Act, commonly known as Obamacare. And the launch of the healthcare.gov has generated a lot of controversy because of the problem in terms of the scalability and the bugs of the website initially, and hopefully it will be fixed soon. Let's look at the B2C and B2B and make a quick comparison. I'm not going to go through this in great detail. I'm going to just focus on the B2B. B2B tends to be relational based. Company tends to have a very stable list of suppliers they work with. And also for B2B, which is probably related to supply chain, the timely delivery of goods or services is important. And that's why company has a long-term and strong relationship with supplier. And sometimes they actually cut down some of the supplier to just work with fewer suppliers or partner to make sure that they build that strong relationships. And certainly you don't want to have a single source supplier that you will increase the supplier bargaining power that may put you into a disadvantage. The value and the amount of purchase for B2B kind of transaction tends to be much higher than B2C. However, it's difficult to to break into an existing B2B relationship and just set up a website, and hopefully another company will come to buy your product. And in my opinion, web certainly is a useful channel to reach out to customer, and you can certainly have an e-commerce strategy and play the so-called pure play, only open a virtual store without a physical presence. However, the traditional physical store, we call it brick and mortar store, can gradually move to the web space, and so their brick and mortar and the virtual store can coexist, and they can support their communication with the customer through website, through mail order, telephone orders, and other means. And if you can combine the physical store and your virtual presence, we usually refer to this as a click and mortar. This kind of a multiple channel strategy certainly can enhance a company's presence and cover different kinds of marketplace and customer. In this slide, you're going to find out that physical stores are gradually moving to the web. Such companies such as Target, Walmart, Safeway, Gap, you name it. Most of the major physical traditional retailer has a web presence. So that actually turned them into a so-called brick and click. Company who started as a virtual player or pure player or virtual store, such as Amazon or eBay, did not expand to open physical stores, so they stay virtual. There's few examples of companies who started as virtual stores and expanded to create physical stores. If you are the so-called brick and click player, you do want to take advantage of your physical presence and virtual presence on both sides. For instance, people couldn't find a book at Barnes & Noble. There may be a kiosk which allow them to search for a book and purchase the book. The book can be delivered to their home or delivered to the local bookstore for them to pick it up. If they purchase a book online, they can, if they somehow have to return it, they can, instead of ship it back, they can return it to the local store without additional charge. That's how the traditional store can have an online presence and use the online presence and the physical presence to enhance its market position.